fear and greed index has me hooked right now, sitting at around 27, and likely when this updates again next, probably going to tick down a little bit considering price action right now. But look at this, 27 now, yesterday 28, last week 26, last month 44. We've been just hanging out in this fear environment, high fear environment. And that is something that we need to pay attention to, or at least remember as we're going through this analysis. Hit the timestamps if you'd like. This is probably gonna be a little bit longer of an analysis video because I want to take some time and I want to go through Bitcoin price action, what to look for as we're kind of getting ready to start this new week. I want to look at the altcoin market cap dominance chart, excluding top 10. I want to look at ADA charts. I really want to look at Ethereum charts because the Ethereum chart has me excited because I think it's already been helpful to me as we're kind of going through this move, this downside for really months now. But putting that aside, right now, even on the short term, in the next 30 days or so, it's painting a very nice guide for me personally. And I want to share that with you. Meaning, if things do get a little worse here on the short term, some short-term pain, there's something happening on the Ethereum chart that I think is one of the most probably helpful things to pay attention to in terms of planning for the next 30 days or so, if we're going to fall. Hit the subscribe and like on the way in. Let's just start here. I posted this, keep selling while whales and governments buy. This is one thing, a good macro reminder of where we are right now. And keep in mind, I'm not talking about, in this video, I'm not talking about macroeconomic, monetary cycle things. A very big shift that is getting ready to happen, the end of quantitative tightening. We're not talking about those things. But please just remember, those are in play right now. The short term could be choppy and volatile, and there could be continued fear. But on the macro and even the midterm, things can turn around very fast, and I want to keep those things in mind. But this is one thing also going on. The White House posting, America will be the Bitcoin superpower of the world. The golden age of America has begun, while exchange reserves are in free fall. Exchange reserves are in free fall. A supply shock is getting ready to happen. The timing of this cycle is not making a lot of people very happy, including myself. It would be great to just be going parabolic right now, like previous 4-year cycles. But there's a misalignment in terms of things like the monetary cycle and, where we are in that regard this cycle. We're a little behind. So we're going to have to just deal with that and wait. But the charts help as that continued roadmap no matter what is going on. And I want to start with Bitcoin and just look at Bitcoin price action on the daily. So one thing I've been talking about a lot, I don't mean to be repetitive, but I was just mentioning it in the Discord because we're kind of talking about this, is like, how long is this going to last? Are we going to get a bounce? What's up with this? It's the same thing. You look back on Bitcoin charts when we get capitulations, right? And by the way, these moves back here, these are very volatile, like Celsius and FTX, all that stuff. SEC is somewhere in there, I think. But when we get moves like this, just notice on this daily chart, it takes a while to bottom out, even if not retesting those levels. And this is a continued story on Bitcoin consolidation after capitulations, right? We're bouncing out, no, we're not. We're bouncing out, no, we're not. And that's something we've talked about. But what I want to focus the attention on in terms of price action, especially as we're getting ready to open a new week, is if we look at other things like fear indicators. I think that is so helpful. Like the oversold of Bitcoin and the RSI, the momentum oscillator for Bitcoin, then we can really kind of get a sense of, all right, is the bottoming out forming well? Is it bullish? Is it bearish? What's it looking like? The immediate thing on Bitcoin right now is if you look at Bitcoin, the daily candle that we're in right now, you can see it looks like it's getting ready to close. And I guess we should wait to see what happens in the next 6 hours. But it looks like we're about to close a daily candle below all of these closes. So from a close perspective, we're going to get a lower high, or I'm sorry, a lower low. While that's happening though, and this isn't just for today, this is maybe even what happens in the coming days, what's the RSI doing? Because are we going to get a higher low on the RSI while we're getting a lower low on price? This could be the beginning hint of maybe a bounce to watch for. Even coming out of oversold, what we look for is the move to the 20 and the 50 day, right? Check this out. This is actually from like 6 days ago. This is the exact thing that we were looking for, was resistance at this area. I'm not going to show a clip, but we got the bounce to the 20 and 50. We were saying the bullish confirmation is not here. The bullish confirmation is if we start closing candles above the blue and green lines. And if we look at Bitcoin, it failed. It completely failed. We got resistance. We've not seen bullish confirmation. So we have to wait for that move, but maybe we get a higher low bounce on the RSI, and then we're pulling back into the 20 and the 50 again. What happens at that area? We're still waiting to see if Bitcoin can flip above that area. So that's what I'm watching on Bitcoin on the short term. If we go to the others, this is others excluding top 10. This is the market cap dominance chart. I want to start with a clip, and this is from 6 days ago as well. I think that same video, but check this out real quick. Swing low back here. Now we're just putting in some type of swing low over here, right? So this is very macro bullish divergence on the RSI, the slower moving momentum oscillator. So that's what we're looking for now. And if you look at this green line, you can see it fell. And so what I was saying was, if that falls, right, if this kind of little trend right here breaks, well, there's a more important kind of bullish divergence happening on the weekly on this chart. And that is the oversold back here, all the way back here, and this was in December, to kind of this uptrend that it's in. So if this chart were to keep falling, can it see a higher low support at this orange trend line? And that's something that I think is 100% worth watching right now, especially as I'm going to start talking about mostly on the Ethereum chart. What, if the next 30 days or so are going to be really bad, what does that look like, right? Ethereum is going to demonstrate it very nicely. And it's also going to demonstrate why I'm using even that time frame, 30 days. And you're going to see, and you're going to be like, man, Ethereum and crypto in general is getting very oversold within that high fear environment, by the way. But so that's kind of this area on this chart that I kind of want to keep considering. And that is to say, if this falls, if altcoins do keep falling, and I don't know how this week will open or whatever, but if this keeps falling, right, and we're getting all this move down, what is happening on the RSI? Even if we start actually breaking below this level back here in June 2023, and we're falling lower, and we're getting a lower low, what is going on this RSI? Are we getting a higher low on the macro? Considering the timing of those macroeconomic things and the monetary cycle and, interest rates coming down and money printers being turned on, whenever this starts happening, this could be the most insane macro bullish divergence at the confluence of those things. And I don't know when those things are going to play out. And obviously, it is clear this chart could see some more pain, something to be prepared for. But when we start going to something like ADA, and we'll pivot to ADA and then we'll look at Ethereum, I do want to make a note of something. This is all happening on a coin like ADA, and Cardano right now is in a higher low move, right? So bear market lows, higher low, we're in a higher low move. So with all of those charts that we just looked at, you would really think, man, we're in just a crazy, terrible bear market. Things are so bad. But we're just in a very just nice looking higher low move. It's volatile. I know everybody wants the 10x, the 20x on all of these charts, but this is what it is right now, this cycle. It's kind of like, deal with it. We have no other option. Deal with it and prepare for what is potentially to happen next. And also understand, why is the cycle operating a little bit differently? I think we've been tracking those things a little bit. So that doesn't mean everything is so bearish. Obviously, in the short term, if we're looking at something like ADA, and I'll probably use the thumbnail on the weekly because the weekly chart on ADA is just crazy. So that last week pump that we had, all completely gone, really, from last Sunday to this Sunday. And it's crazy to see that. But ADA price action wise, wanted to kind of make a note of something on the very short term, and this could be completely demolished by the time I even upload this video. But I have a Fibonacci plotted because it's just the swing low that we had back here in the end of February to that crazy swing high, and it's just this higher low Fibonacci. It would be phenomenal if ADA were to kind of see support at this range, 80 cents down to around 70 cents. The 200-day moving average, right around 68 cents. So maybe we fall a little bit. Maybe we wick below and we're closing candles above the 200. That would be a great scenario. And the reason why that would be a great scenario is because obviously we're talking about just straight up support. We're not even talking about a bounce to the upside right now. it's a good scenario because if you notice the lower end of these bull market doors are right here where ADA is. And essentially the bull market doors is the 74, 75 cent area. It's a 200-week moving average, that red line that you see there. Just a really important macro area for ADA to stay above. And you can see as I'm doing the video, ADA is actually below it. So, you know, it's not the first time that ADA has been below it in recent weeks. We've been below it multiple times. We just really want to start seeing closes above it and kind of weekly closes above it and this move to the upside on the weekly. And it's just not happening. So support-wise, if ADA is going to lose all short-term support that we're talking about here on the daily, I think the next best place to look for ADA, and this is in an environment where crypto is falling, as I'm talking about, we're going to really get a really nice idea on Ethereum. But the weekly chart is the 50-week moving average, 59 cents. Very important chart for ADA to hold support. Will it? I don't know, but that's the next area I'd be watching for, continued consolidation, and maybe between all of these macro moving averages, the 20 just crossing above the 200. And you can see so far not holding that range, not holding as support. Who knows what will happen in the next 6 hours? Maybe actually this candle closes within the 200 and the 20, that green line, the red line. That would be phenomenal. But I don't know. I don't know how this is going to how this weekly candle will close. I might, if we open up a volatile week this evening, I might have to do another video to kind of go over these charts. But I really do want to kind of at least, especially if I don't do another video, just talk about this 50-week moving average here on this chart. It's a very key area. We've tested it twice in previous weeks. And the question is, will that continue to hold support if ADA is going to fall to that area? I will mention to the upside, because things can turn around very quickly, right? To the upside for ADA, it continues to be the 20 and the 50. This is the story for all charts. So it's like 80 cents to like 82, 83 cents. ADA needs to close daily candles above that area to really start shifting the momentum around. We talked about when we pumped out of just all of that, needing support there. And you can see very clearly it's not seeing support. It doesn't mean we don't get the bounce off the 200 and test it again. We need to close the candles above those areas. That's to the upside. Ethereum. So I'm excited to talk about Ethereum because I was looking at Ethereum charts similar to Bitcoin, looking for bullish divergence on the daily. It is what it is. Probably a lot of charts have this. We can look for it. We can monitor. Let's see what happens as we start this new week. But I went to the weekly chart. And this is probably the best part of this video. I went to the weekly chart and I was like, man, Ethereum's just getting clobbered, right? Still in play for me is this massive symmetrical triangle, this potential busted pattern where it just pulls back to the triangle and then we're entering a bull. I think that is very much in play and I'm watching for it. But if there's going to be more pain to the downside, I was looking at the weekly chart and I was like, this thing is getting close to oversold on the weekly. It's like very close. And I was like, it looks like it's a move away. If we capitulate, if crypto gets even more fearful, this might be the highest opportunity zone this will be the last high opportunity zone, I think, for altcoins demonstrated on the Ethereum chart. Let me talk about the time frame of this. I thought this was very interesting. Right now we're around 35 on the RSI and we're in this like consolidation this fall. I went back and I really looked at Ethereum charts. I was like, you know what? The only other times Ethereum was like in this area on this chart, oversold, was really the bottom of the bear markets. So Ethereum is one move away from bottom of the bear market oversold territory. That alone sounds bearish, but it is one of the most bullish indicators when we're trying to spot the bottom. So let me just paint this another way. If we go back to the bear market low back here for Ethereum in 2022, from where the RSI is right now, around 35, it took around 35 days to bottom on the Ethereum chart. So that move is what I'm saying. Maybe Ethereum's just absolutely going to capitulate. But at that moment, that could be a very clear sign that the bottom is in, not only for Ethereum, but for altcoins. You go back to the last bear market or two bear markets ago, same thing. Around 35 days it took for the move from the 35 on the RSI to oversold. Are we about to get that move? I don't know. Maybe we don't even get the move. But this is like one of those scenarios, like prepare for one of those really bad scenarios, but actually have some clarity along the way. Not just like we're in free fall. This is one of the most clear charts. If we have a terrible next 30 days, and we've already had a bad February, we've already had a bad March. If we have so far a bad March, if we just have another bad 30 days, 35 days, and Ethereum's hitting bear market oversold territory, that will be, and this is what's hard for me, I will be posting videos kind of like, crazy bull indicator just triggered on Ethereum. And that's what that will be. This will be that bull trigger, the bull indicator trigger. And it's not because I'm trying to throw hopium, everybody, but this is how crypto has operated over the years. And please notice, even if that happens, we're oversold, right? If Ethereum starts falling, like just say, this isn't like a target of mine. I'm just saying $1,500, we're oversold like crazy. Even look at the chart. That oversold will be a higher low in an environment, everybody. And this is what gets me excited and bullish. And that's why I'm just a macro bull right now in an environment where this is happening. And we're just simply waiting for that monetary cycle, the end of quantitative tightening. We're waiting. I'm here waiting for it, everybody. But this Ethereum chart, I think, is so compelling in terms of the opportunity before us, and maybe things get worse. But if you're one of those bulls out there and you're on the macro and you're locked in, just look at this chart and just, for me, that's what I'm doing. That's just me. That's all this is. I'm sharing the data with you. But these are the charts today. Let's just see how the new week opens. Going to continue tracking these markets no matter what, everybody. We're here in the red days. We'll be here in the green days. Let me know your thoughts below. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Turn notifications on. And if you enjoyed the content, please hit the like button. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.